susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Ang paglalarawan sa iba't ibang mukha ng lahing kayumanggi mula sa iba't ibang panahon at iba't ibang aspekto at perspektibo siya ring pag-iingat sa mga ugat ng ala-alang Filipino. Na lumipas man ang mahabang panahon, ating pasukin ang sagradong dimensyon sa buhay ng isang dakilang artista. Ang mundo ni pambansang alagad ng sining, Benedicto Cabrera.
I usually eat around this time after my Tai Chi.
Saan kayo sir nagta-Tai Chi?
Usually in my studio. I do it with music.
Bunso sa siyam na magkakapatid, isinilang si Benedicto Cabrera sa mag-asawang Demokrito Cabrera at Isabel Reyes. Taong 1942, ika-10 ng Abril.
Lumaki ako, kasama ko yung mga ate ko kasi ako yung bunso out of 9. Pinakamatanda sa amin is lalaki, si Cipriano and then Salvador. Tapos saka ako.
Saan ang mundo ng sining para sa batang si Bencab?
Yung kapatid ko nga is a painter. Nagtatrabaho siya sa Mirror Magazine. Ayun, binibigyan niya ako ng lapis, ganyan. Gustong-gusto kong panoorin siya nagdo-drawing dahil magaling siya mag-drawing. Nagturo rin siya sa akin. Anatomy, mga ganon.
Kapos man sa kagamitan, ay hindi nalimita ang yaman at lawak ng kanyang hiraya.
Bago lapis, hinawakan ko mga uling. Yung uling ginagamit kong drawing sa kalsada. May dumadaan na nagtitinda ng comics ng Pilipino, Hiwaga, maraming comics nun eh. Yun ang inaabangan ko tuwing may maglalako.
Nakamit ni Bencab ang kanyang unang gantimpala sa kanyang unang paligsahan sa pagguhit nang siya'y nasa ika-6 baitang sa Balagtas Elementary School sa Bambang.
Yun ang first competition na poster making on human rights. So, may drawing ako, something about slavery, mga taong umaabuso sa mga tao. Yun ang sinali ko, nanalo ako ng first prize. So, my prize was 100 pesos. That was a lot of money then.
Tahimik man at mahiyain, ay maagang namulat sa paghahanap buhay si Bencab.
Kasi nga mahirap lang kami and to earn Kasi malaki yung family ng father ko is only a botica boy, gano'n. And my mother is just a housewife. We're always locked yung mga funds. So naisip ko ng magtrabaho, titinda ako ng comics, towel sa mga jeepney, gano'n. Before going to college, I was doing a lot of drawings din na binibenta ko. Elvis Presley, portrait ni Elvis, ni James Dean, ganyan. Binibenta ko ng 10 pesos. Gusto ko lang talaga magkatrabaho to help with the family. Pero yung kapatid ko nga, dinadala ako sa Mabini. Doon ko na-meet yung mga painters in Mabini. And I find it very romantic yung buhay nila na magpipinta lang sila, magbebenta, gano'n. Tapos good time na.
Kumuha ng fine art si Benedicto Cabrera sa Universidad ng Pilipinas.
Naging illustrator ako kasi when I enrolled in UP, I wanted to take painting as major. Sabi nung professor, mag-advertising ka na lang dahil baka hindi ka kumita sa painting. So I took advertising. I was under Larry Alcala. For me, magandang background din yun dahil I can get a job right away.
Dito nakilala niya ang ilan sa mahalagang mga tao na malaki ang naging impluwensya sa direksyon na kanyang tatahakin bilang isang artista.
Matagal na kilala ko na si Ben. Nagkasabay kami sa UP. Pareho kami scheduled to graduate noong 1963. I think si Ben lang, hindi lang baka kulang lang siya ng ROTC.
I stopped dahil ang mga naiwan ko lang naman na subject yung ROTC because I hate.
Nakasama at naging tagapayo niya ang kanyang profesor na si Jose Hoya. Isinantabi muna ni Benedicto Cabrera ang pag-aaral sa paghihikayat ng kanyang kuya Salvador. Sinubukan niyang makapasok sa United States Information Service.
Yun again, may nag-offer sa akin. Yung brother ko, sabi niya, umalis na yung si Estong Nivera, who's illustrator of the USIS. And I applied. Marami kaming naglaban-laban din. Ako nanalo and that was my first job, proper job. Came naturally lang na ang interest ko is my surroundings. When I was growing up in Yakal, Bangbang, I find it interesting to paint what I see. Gaya ng mga scavengers doon, mga charcoal vendors, yung mga ganon. Tapos marami ding mga barong-barong doon. So yun ang nauna. I was using oil na rin. But wala akong brush noon, so what I use is a flat bamboo stick. So yun ang yun ang style na nilabas ko.
Ben Cab had an older brother who was one of the so-called Mabini artists. So medyo commercial yung trabaho. That early in his career, si Ben, yung early paintings niya, dealt with mga abstractions, may mga barong-barong series, mga Manila Bay seascape. And one distinction he had was, and he's very proud of this, one of his artworks was bought by Paul McCartney.
1966, dumaan yung Beatles na doon, si Paul McCartney. Nagustuhan yung isa kong painting at binili. It's a scene from Pampanga. Sexman, it's tatlong bata na naghuhuli ng isda, na may kubo, gano'n. Taka nga ako dahil nagustuhan niya.
And he eventually had that confirmed when he was in London. No? It was actually filed in under Paul McCartney's collection.
Kasama ni Cabrera ang mga kapwa-artista mga kaibigan na makapagtanghal ng eksibisyon sa Art Association of the Philippines Gallery.
But nag-umpisa ako nung kaibigan ko si Pandy Abiado, Mars Galang. Nagtatrabaho ako sa Sunday Times. Tapos sabi nila, let's have a show. They encouraged me to have a show. So, mga trabaho ko nun maliliit lang. Kasi sanay na ako noon sa desk. So, yun ang in-exhibit ko. That was 1965. And I got a review already. And it was, I sold a lot. Tigpo 40 pesos, mga ganun. 3-month show with Abiado and Mars Galang.
At para maitanggi ang sarili sa iba pang mga kaapilyadong pintor, kanyang binuo ang palayaw na Bencab.
During that time, I was signing Ben Cabrera. Pero maraming Cabrera artist noon. So, to differentiate myself, pinutol ko yung Cabrera. Ginawa kong Ben Cab. Naisip ko rin, mas madaling isign sa painting. Kasi yung Benedicto Cabrera, haba.
Likas na mapagpasid sa kanyang kapaligiran. Isang babae ang naging tampok na karakter sa kanyang mga ipipintang mga larawan at magiging sagisag na obra maestra na tatatak sa Filipinong kamalayan.
Yun nga, binasag niya yung pinunit niya yung Maria Clara dress. Naging ganun yung naging parang plastic na basura yung damit. But at the same time, ang effect, it represents yung nangyayari sa society, yung kahirapan. Simple-simple yung image pero yung nire-represent niya malalim.
Well, his story was that he got fascinated by this woman who, was a bag lady and would be moving around. I think the mystery of it, not knowing who she was, where she came from. Actually, with every taong grasa that we see naman, there's always that question of, saan kaya sila nanggaling?
I can say na yung childhood ko masaya naman. Kasi I grew up in Santa Cruz. Paglabas mo, may kalaro ka na. Aside from that, my famous Sabel is right across my window. So hindi niya alam, dinodrawing ko siya, kinukunan ko ng litrato. And that's how I started with Sabel.
Yeah, kaya yung Sabel, naging dance, feature na yan. Has been featured sa theater, gano'n. Apart from being identified with him and identified with the urban parang poverty. So, over-encompassing yung Sabel niya. Talagang, it was a gold mine in a way. Lalo na, even especially with collectors, no? Alam mo, pag Sabel, it's a Bencab.
Of course, I'm so deeply honored. I am so deeply grateful. At that time, I was also very nervous. The challenge that was facing me, I had never done theater. And then, parang gagawa ka ng theater first time, ganito pa kalaking scale. Yung what it meant, not only for us, but for the art world. Parang for Bencab, who is a national artist. Like, I have to bring to life his muse. And I did practice. I would run on the treadmill reciting the lines. I would walk around the house reciting the lines. Oh, pakialam, ATM machine, nagwi-withdraw ako. Reciting the lines.
The Filipino people in general, maybe as a nation, we've been from one colonial power to the next, but always under rule after rule, and as a Filipino people, that's in search for maybe the truth, maybe oneness, hindi nagkakaisa. And so Sabel is still searching for liwanag, still searching for her child, for home. That's where we are now, perhaps.
To frame Sabel as a kind of a provoke her. Pinoprovoke tayong mag-isip tungkol sa imbalances dito sa bayan natin. So by giving her dignity as a subject of his paintings, and not once, pero continuing, naging central siya sa internal development ni Ben Cab. It's always a pleasure to see her in a new form, in a new framing.
Taong 1966, kanyang unang solong eksibisyon sa Indigo Gallery sa May Mabini. Unang makikita ng publiko ang mga larawan ng kanyang musa na si Isabel.
Is this a bed? No.
Could be any.
Kasi, yeah.
Nagpatuloy ang paglago ng karera ni Ben Cab bilang biswal na artista. Ikinasal sa kasintahang manunulat. Nanahan ang mag-asawa sa London.
Kataon na I met my wife, which is British. No? I decided to go with her to London. That was the time when you want to do some adventure. When we were traveling, kami ng ex-wife, we went through India, Nepal. Interested na ako sa bumili ng mga objects, no? Tangkas, and mga bronzes. Para madagdagan yung kita namin, binibenta namin yun sa Chelsea Antique Market to start with. Tapos habang nagbabantay ako doon, nagdo-drawing ako. Next door, may gallery. So, pinakita ko yung trabaho ko. In-exhibit ako doon. So, everything, this is in Kings Road.
Nakilala ang kanyang husay at gilas, pati sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo.
First solo abroad, it so happened na yung kapitbahay ni Caroline is a friend of Glenda Jackson. So, I proposed my paintings to her and she liked my work. So, yun ang first exhibit ko, 1971.
Even his punk series, you could tell na it wasn't done by a Westerner. No? There were always touches that show a certain, I don't know if that's the right word, a certain Orientalism.
Doon ko na-rediscover the Philippine images and I started painting larawan. Pero ang ideya doon is to make a parallel, gaya nun, servant girl, ngayon, OFW, ganun. Parang kinukompare ko yung dalawa. They always ask about what is Philippine paint. Ang nangyari sa akin, parang you search for identity and that's one reason I went back to figuration, yung larawan. And they realized na it's a good subject pala. I mean, in a way na encourage ko rin yung other artists na to do more research on our past.
More conscious na doon sa images ng nakalipas, di ba? Parang looking back, ano tayo? And then that's where he started. Kaya yung mga larawan series niya nung araw, talagang galing talaga sa pick up from the old photographs and how he projected those old photographs as paintings. So pinilit niyang i-transform yon into not just a mere photograph. Madalas yan marami siyang mga ganong trabaho and then yung sa exhibition niya sa Luz, which is basically very successful shows, yung larawan series. Makikita mo na merong trend ng yung time na sinimulan niya yung time din ng Philippinism, Andiyan yung banda na kung saan yung mga iba-ibang artists ay naghahanap ng kanyang sarili. Diba? Kaya, so si Ben Cab, sa visual art, I think it's napakalakas noon sa kanya, yung paghahanap ng mga images na yon sa visual art.
Well, when I had my show at the ICA, Institute of Contemporary Arts, doon din nag-exhibit si David Medalla. That was the time na I introduced Filipiniana. I want them to learn about us instead of us trying to copy.
Napiling manirahan sa lungsod ng Baguio.
Certainly, his He's a naturalist more than an environmentalist. No? Mahilig sa sa halaman. Diyan ako inggit sa kanya na we shared the same fondness for